that was, for me, kind of traumatic. See, my family, we lived right outside of the Beltway in around Boston, and I've been there for about 10 years. And what happened was we moved to Connecticut. Now, for me, they might say, well, what's people do that? It's true people do that, but for me, it was traumatic in this sense. In Massachusetts, you know, I had friends. I had people who knew me. I had teachers that knew me. I had it was what I was familiar with. I was the big man on campus. Granted, it was elementary school campus, right? But I was good at sports. Again, there was a place for Ray Pennoyer there. Now, when we moved to Connecticut, it was no friends. Starting teacher doesn't know me, doesn't really like me. So my world was kind of rocked there. Now, about 6 months later, after we moved, my mom sent me to a vacation Bible school, during the summer. And that's where I heard about Jesus Christ. That's where I heard for the first time that he loved me, that I could build my life on him. And I received Christ. I surrendered to him. And you see, why am I sharing this? Is because, you see, what happened to me there, where your life, it's kind of a picture of how there are times in our life when we start losing things. When we start losing our support. And we kind of realize, wait a minute, if I lose everything else, what do I have? If I lose family, friends, spouse, job, abilities, health, what is my life going to be built on? And we're going to talk about the answer to that today. And I want each one of you to be going out of here knowing that you can build your life on the Lord, that the Lord loves you, and that there can be a relationship of trust there that goes through thick and through thin and goes on forever. So let's take a look. Today our passage is Psalm 23, as Bill and Kathy read for us earlier. Now this is a very well-known scripture. As a matter of fact, just last week, I was already working on this sermon. Last week, young Jax, who's I think around 5 years old. Yes, that's Samantha's grandson. Samantha said, "Hey, Jax has been learning a Bible verse," and so he recited to me John 3:16, which was fantastic. And then she said, "Hey, do the one from Psalms," and he recited Psalm 23. So if you get a chance to talk to Jax, he'd love to share that with you. But I've chosen for us the ESV version of this psalm to go through. We're going to kind of walk through this together in about 30 or 35 minutes. We'll do that. I've chosen the ESV because it's not only accurate, but also it retains a lot of the traditional wording that we know, that many of us know from growing up. Okay, so let's. And the amazing thing about this psalm is that it reveals the heart of God towards us, the compassion of God towards us, and depicts our relationship of trust towards him. So let's do that. Let's start out with the most famous line, maybe in all of Scripture. The Lord is my shepherd. We find Psalm 23 in the book of Psalms. Did you know that the book of Psalms was the song book of ancient Israel? Okay? So it's been used in congregations for like 3,000, 2,500 years, let's say, for sure. Okay? All right, it's been used, and hey, do Psalm 23 has been heard many, many times, many different places. And so it speaks to a lot of people. But one thing that's profound is that the psalmist starts out this psalm like this. It's a very individual psalm, too. The Lord is my shepherd. It's about a relationship. If we get this relationship right, we will be more effective, more happy, more giving, and more courageous. And I want each one of you to be able to affirm when you walk out of here today, or even now, the Lord is my shepherd, not their, my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. Now, in the Old Testament, when you're reading your Bible, whenever you see the word Lord in capital letters, you know what that means? That means that in the Hebrew, at that location, it is the personal name for God, Yahweh. Okay? And so, yes, people in Old Testament times had a personal relationship with God. It is true and wonderful. But then God does something wonderful. He steps into history and walks and lives among us. And so we have Jesus saying, I am the good shepherd. Okay? So there's a lot packed in here. The Lord is my shepherd. This psalm communicates and affirms our relationship with the Lord under two distinct metaphors. The first is the famous one. The Lord is our shepherd and we are his sheep. Now, we are not literally sheep and he's not literally a shepherd. But that image conveys true information about our relationship with God. Okay? So I take the psalm seriously, but I don't take it literally. Right? So there's true information communicated under a metaphor, the metaphor of the sheep and shepherd. Now, if we are like sheep, there's a couple quick observations. We're not independent contractors. Okay? Sheep don't work. Their job, what's their job? Their job is to hang out where the shepherd is and to follow him when he's on the move. To listen for his voice. Where are you going? I'm going too. Great, that's all you need to do. You be the sheep, you follow me, and you're doing your job. Also, kind of comforting, I think, is that sheep, as far as I know, I'm not a farmer, but sheep are not the sharpest tools in the shed. Right? That's what I've read. They're not the brightest light bulb on the tree. Sheep are dependent on the shepherd. Okay? And Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. That is, he takes care of us. We don't take care of him. So, the Lord is my shepherd. The next phrase here says, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. The first thing we learn in this psalm is that we can trust our shepherd to provide for our needs. He knows our needs. He knows them better than even we know our needs. And he will provide for them. And he will provide for them, we'll see, lavishly. Green pastures, still waters. And I am talking about, and the scripture's talking about our needs here. Not our wants, certain not riches. In fact, we are called to spend and be spent for him. And that's often when we see the Lord move the most, when we're spending for him, we're spending our lives for him. I'm reminded of what Jesus says in Luke 12. He says this, he says, do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give to the poor. So this, the Lord provides for our needs. He does, but it's not riches. It's all, he knows what we truly need. But there's more here. More than our needs. He says, the scripture says, he restores our soul. He restores my soul. Have you ever been exasperated, kind of like emotionally, physically, spiritually drained, like, I'm at the end, I can't go on. Have you ever felt, maybe you're feeling that way now. We do go through that. The psalmist apparently went through that because he knew what it was like. The psalmist knew that we need to find refreshment. He knew where we should find refreshment and renewal, that is in the presence of God. The Lord is like a cold drink of water to a thirsty soul. Our souls pant for God. Jesus says in John 7, he says, let anyone who is thirsty come to me and drink. As humans, we have all sorts of needs. We really do. But it is spiritual sustenance and refreshment that we need most of all. And we find that in the presence of God. We can have everything in the world and still be miserable. How many of you know that? Yes, we can. I mean, not that I've been there, but I know of people who seem to have everything in the world, and yet they are still miserable. Okay? I have all I'm very grateful for all the Lord's given me. I'm very grateful. A wife and a family and so on. But you can have everything in the world and still be miserable. We can be searching. We can search everywhere for this or that thing, this or that experience that will try to bring us satisfaction. But it's in the presence of the shepherd only where we find true peace. I love what Paul says in Philippians 4. He says this. He says, I have learned the secret of being content in every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want, I can do all things through Jesus Christ. Amen. So what about you, honestly? What about you? Are you content right now at the center of your soul? We want to go to the one that is going to give us peace and refreshment and to restore our soul. But we should turn to him for that. The next phrase says, he leads me in paths of righteousness. Ever ask, what is God's plan for my life? I mean, that's a lot of us ask that. What should I do here? What does God want me to do? Where does he want me to go? Sometimes it is a mystery, and we need to go to the Lord and say, Lord, we need your direction here. I need your direction. We're at a crossroads. It's clear this is not the right direction. Show us what to do. Show me what to do. But oftentimes, we make it more difficult than it really is. By and large, we know what God's will for our life is. It is to lead us on paths of righteousness. Okay? On straight paths that are not crooked and not devious. Micah says, I love this verse in Micah chapter 6, he says, he has shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? I mean, what are you supposed to do with your life? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. His will for us is that we be sanctified, to make good and godly decisions, and to reflect his glory. His will is to transform us from glory to glory. Okay. So those are the paths that he is going to lead us on, paths of righteousness. And notice the next phrase, he does this all for his name's sake. I'm particularly grateful for this phrase. Because the goodness of the shepherd towards us is for his name's sake. It is not anything that we have earned. It is not dependent on us. It is by God's grace from first to last, and for his own glory in the end, not ours. At the end, the whole world will see. When Jesus returns in power, the whole world will see what he has done with his people, the church. And we'll be on full display. And it's going to be how wonderful, how magnificent. Glory to the Lord for what he has done.
Yeah. Yes.
How wonderful. We are sheep, after all. We are just sheep. It's not about us, it's about him. And that, I think, that gives us confidence. Yeah. It's not, no matter what the situation, we don't have to keep taking our spiritual temper. Well, is the Lord going to be good to me today? I don't know. Have I been really zealous? I don't know. I'm going to check my pulse. No, the Lord is good to us for his name's sake and for his own glory. We're going to need that confidence that we get from that, because some of the paths that he's going to take us on are through difficult territory, and that's what we get to in the next phrase. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Do you think that following the shepherd or trusting the shepherd means a life without trouble? Scripture does not promise no trouble. As a matter of fact, really just the opposite. I don't know, maybe it was 20 years ago, it was a thing about us, finding promises in the Bible and claiming them. And I think in many ways that's a good practice. Well, here's a promise that the Lord himself gives us. He says, in this world you will have tribulation. That's a promise. He's going to be leading us through difficult territory. That's reality. But following the shepherd can be downright dangerous. How does Jesus put it when he talks to us? He says this. He says, when he talks to his sheep, he says this. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. Okay? That doesn't sound particularly fun or particularly safe, does it? Right? And it's not. Not in the worldly sense, it's not safe. Not safe for our egos, not safe for our preconceived notions, not safe for what our particular plans might be, where we want to go. It's not safe for our social status either. But in all this, our shepherd goes before us, and if we look carefully, if we see his feet as he's walking ahead of us, we see that there are nail prints in those feet. Okay, he says, come follow me. Dietrich Bonhoeffer famously put it this way. You may notice he said, when Christ calls a man, he bids him come and die. And we are called to die little deaths every day as we follow the crucified shepherd. But he is with us. Even death itself, I'm talking about literal death. When it comes for us, we know that the Lord is with us and that he has literally gone through this experience before. He's walked this. And that brings us comfort. The psalmist goes right on and says, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Because of that relationship with the shepherd, we can fear nothing. We can be bold as a lion. And that boldness, that toughness, has nothing to do with physical strength. It really doesn't. I was just reading this week about the phenomenal growth of the church in Iran. And this particular article said that amazingly, of course, in Iran, spreading the gospel is illegal. It is dangerous. And this article was saying that the church in Iran is led predominantly by women. And here's the quote from that article. It says, what's fascinating right now is that the most powerful leaders in Iran are women. But it's not in a bombastic, humanistic way. In fact, they are the most gentle women. They are leading this movement, going out in the highways and byways, sharing with prostitutes, drug addicts, and everybody they come into contact with. And that takes courage. They are courageous women. Amen. We get this courage, this boldness, by keeping our eyes on the one going before us. Sometimes, often in fact, we have to help each other in this. Sometimes one of us will start lagging, start flagging, getting nervous, getting confused. We come alongside each other and we say, hey Ray, look at the Savior, follow him. Come on, you get your strength from him. He's going before us. All right? We can fear no evil. He's going before us. He's with us. About the shepherd, did you know that our shepherd, Jesus Christ, has promised that he would never leave us and never forsake us? How many of you know that that's a promise? All right? Never leave you, never forsake you. How about this? Did you know that nothing can separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord? How many know that? Yes, that's exactly right. How about trouble? Can trouble separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord? No. How about hardship? No. How about all the powers of hell? Maybe that? No. Nothing can separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Not even death can separate us. When everything is stripped away from us, everything, when even life itself is being stripped away from us, he is leading. He is there. He is not like the hireling shepherd that at the first sign of trouble runs away from the sheep. No, he's there through it all. Because the true shepherd loves the sheep. Even if our emotions get away with us, get the best of us, and it happens sometimes. The scripture says that God is greater than our hearts. So even when our emotions are all over the place, we say, look, he's got this under control. My mind says he's got this under control. We are sheep after all. Sheep can get skittish. And the shepherd comes along and picks us up and calms our hearts. Going on, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. The shepherd carries a rod and a staff. How do these things bring us comfort and reassurance? Well, the shepherd's rod, you know what it does? It bashes enemies. Right? That's what it does. Sheep have enemies. There are wolves. There are lions. There are perhaps thieves. We have enemies too. We have human enemies. And the Lord has told us how to wield power in that situation. He says, love your enemies. That's what he says. He says, you love your enemies. That's what I want you to do. I want you to love your enemies. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to break down barriers that way. I'm going to work powerfully in those situations when you are loving your enemies. But beyond those human enemies stands the devil and wicked spiritual powers. Peter tells us that the devil prowls around like a roaring lion. What are we supposed to do in that situation? Well, the scripture tells us this. It says, stand firm in the Lord and in the power of his might. This is the truth. It is the Lord who is our defender. We're not going to defend ourselves. It's his power and his might that is going to do it for us. He is the victor. The Lord Jesus is the victor. Did you know that the Lord Jesus stripped the wicked powers of all their claims upon us? Every potential legitimate claim. He stripped them of those claims when he died for us on the cross. Yep. Did you know that? It's exactly true. Absolutely. You put your faith in him. Wicked powers have no authority over you. Did you know that at Jesus' resurrection and ascension, that he took his seat above every power and authority? There is no name, that he's above every name that can be named. The name of Jesus, we were just singing about that. Did you know that even now, wicked powers flee at the name of Jesus? That's been true for 2,000 years. Did you know? What did you know? Now, wicked powers know, but did you know that when Jesus returns one day in great power and glory, that every knee will bow, every being in heaven and on earth and under the earth will bow their knee to Jesus? The wicked powers know that. This is the one that we serve. This is the one we follow. This is the one who wields the rod, and that comforts us. We get scared, and he says, I got this. Okay? If the rod bashes enemies, what does the staff do? Well, the staff corrects us when we go the wrong way, or when we are falling into the muck, or we get kind of stuck in a rut. You know, it's got that long hook that can kind of like move us or prod us or something like this. Anyone here like to be corrected? Anyone can raise your hand real high. I love to be corrected. Now, I know. Oh, okay. Here it does. Well, me, I don't know. It's kind of a mixed situation for me. All right? Now, we know the promise in Scripture is that the Lord disciplines or corrects those he loves. So we should expect the shepherd to be using his staff to correct and move us along. We should be expected. That's good. But how does he do that? Now, for me, I'd love it if the Lord would always correct me directly, kind of like speaking right to my heart. This is the way. Walk ye in it. Yes. I love that. Or it's okay through his word too. If I'm reading the Holy Scripture and the Lord says, that's you, buddy. That's you, and you correct things. And it may not be easy, but it's easier to take. But there are other ways that the Lord actually corrects us. Sometimes he corrects us through circumstances. We reach a dead end, and the Lord is right there, and we're bumping our head against that, and the Lord says, no, it's this way. Well, this way. Circumstances can't help. He can use that. He can. And now the toughest thing is that the Lord sometimes uses people in our lives to correct us, right? And maybe uses pastors, uses friends, uses spouses, maybe uses children and things like that. And that can be tougher, especially if you're a proud person like me. And because you're going to say, wait a minute, that person that is trying to offer me correction, I mean, they might be right, but do they have their life all together? Usually the answer to that is no. And so you can kind of like get defensive. But no, the Lord will correct us. And he will use these different things. But he disciplines and corrects those he loves. He gets us back onto the path. And that is deep down a great comfort to us. The Lord will seek us and find us and bring us back. He is committed to that. Can you imagine the Good Shepherd saying, oh, well, that particular sheep, that one's really determined to go its own way. I'll just let it go. No. We're told what happened. He leaves the 99 in a safe place and he goes to get that one that's lost. Now, this psalm has more to say about the heart of God towards us and the compassion and goodness of God towards us. But it does it in a different way. With verse 5, we have a change of metaphor. It's no longer we're talking about sheep and shepherds. Now we're going to see what the new metaphor is. You prepare a table for me. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Here, in the rest of the psalm, really, God is depicted as a host of a great party. And you are invited, friends. You are invited. In fact, you are a guest of honor. You are this is especially for you. So often, we ask in our heart, we wonder, what do we need to do to be accepted by God? Okay? What do we need to do to get God to love us, to accept us? And we try to find ways to get on God's good side, don't we? Right? So often, it turns out that God has taken the initiative. Provision has been made. The work is done already. He has prepared a place for you, a place at the table, at the feast. Provision and acceptance have already been made through Jesus Christ. He is now welcoming us to the fellowship meal, where we have been accepted based on Jesus Christ. And look, friends, we're an honored guest there. Each one of us, as an individual, are honored guests at the table here. We're not also-rans. We're not afterthoughts. And it's not like, okay, well, I guess we can squeeze over and get one more person in here at the table. That's not the picture here. This is not the truth that this scripture is telling us about God and ourselves. Jesus came to seek and to save the lost, to bring us to his banqueting table, to make us his honored guest. And this, amazingly, this is the one who knows you perfectly. Okay? This is the one where there's no facade needed. He knows you perfectly and has yet invited you and me to be there in his presence. And that is shocking. It is shocking to us. How can it be? How can it be I, an honored guest? Yes, you are an honored guest. It's shocking. It was shocking when Jesus sat down with sinners, and it's shocking now that he does so. But the fact is that you and I are accepted by God in and through Jesus Christ. We are accepted in the beloved, as Ephesians says. And friends, the table, there's a feast at this table. All right? It's not little small amounts like we get sometimes in the communion. That's a simple communion glasses. This is a feast that we're invited to. The anointing of the head with oil. That was what you would do for an honored guest. We don't typically do that. Wouldn't that be funny? Invite somebody over your house. Here I've got like a jar of nard to pour over your head. Well, of course, that's what we do, right? No. You are an honored guest. He anoints my head with oil. My cup overflows. It's not like just you already had some. Oh, come on, come. You're an honored guest. You are loved here. This is a scene of joy. Joy no matter what. Joy no matter what is going on the outside. And there is stuff going on the outside here, as the psalmist says. Because he says, God does this. He prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. This is real life, folks. Both at the time that the psalm was written and in our time, there are still troubles. There are still enemies. And there's a famous saying, I want to give it to you here, because it's true. Sometimes the Lord calms the storm. Sometimes the Lord lets the storm rage and he calms his child. Okay? And that's the picture that we're getting here. The Lord prepares a table for me, a table of fellowship and joy in the midst of my enemies, in the very presence of my enemies. And those trials come in various ways, sorrows, heartaches, and God knows what each one of you have gone through and are going through right now. My gosh, before all of this is over, some of you may be called to give your very life, literally to give your life for Christ. I don't know if that's true or not here. But we know that there are brothers and sisters out there in other countries right now who are literally giving their lives for Jesus. But even if we are not called to martyrdom, all of us are called to bear the name of Jesus in our culture in this time, and to bear it bravely, and to accept any reproach that following him might bring. And there's a promise here. The promise in the scripture is that in the midst of it all, we have communion with God. We have fellowship with God. We are God's honored guest. We have peace that passes understanding and can actually, that kind of peace in that situation can actually stun our enemies. Mm-hmm. The psalm concludes with verse 6 in a kind of crescendo. The heart of God towards us, the love and compassion of God towards us is revealed under the image here, under both images, the image of the Good Shepherd and also the image of the welcoming host. And our confidence and trust is summed up in verse 6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. We can live with confidence. We can be centered, as they say, as long as we're talking about centering on Jesus Christ. We build our life on him. We put our focus on him. We do not need to run to and fro seeking acceptance and love and value from the world. We are accepted in Christ, both now and for eternity. If we keep our eyes on the Lord, we don't have to be worried about what's following us behind our back, too, by the way. We keep our eyes on the heels, the walking heels of our crucified Savior, our shepherd. And you know what's going to happen to us? The Lord's going to take care of that. He says that there's two wonderful words here. There's goodness and mercy. In Hebrew, the word mercy is chesed. Can everybody say chesed with me?
That's it.
All right, beautiful. You've got to kind of clear your throat. It works out. Dual purpose there. But it means God's covenant faithfulness. It's sometimes translated loving kindness. It depicts God's absolute commitment to us as his people. Okay? So God's trustworthiness is summed up in that. This is foundational to us. We can build our lives on this truth. This is God's unwavering disposition to us, is one of mercy, of chesed. Also, goodness. To me, in this context, goodness is when we're following the Lord, there's wonderful surprises around every corner. You never know what's going to happen. Blessings happen, surprise blessings, surprise experiences of goodness. And hey, wasn't that a moment of refreshment? Things to be thankful and grateful for. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And this makes for us, friends, we have different personality types. We know that. There are some, I don't know whether the letter labels, but we have people who are kind of like naturally very positive, and others that are kind of always like, well, what if, we know that. But overall, as a people, we should have a very positive outlook on life. And we can encourage each other in this way. Help each other out. For if God is for us, who can be against us? Amen. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The promise of fellowship with God, it lasts forever. Eternal life starts now, and it goes on forever. Back in Old Testament times, one of the names for the temple was the house of the Lord, right? And it was magnificent. It was wonderful to go there. Why? Because that was where the presence of God was in a special way. So you would go there, rejoice occasions. We're going to go to the temple. We're going to go to the house of the Lord. It's fantastic. But you didn't dwell there. You didn't say, hey, look, I brought my tent. I'm moving in. The priest would say, well, thank you for visiting. But no, you can't live here. Okay, we have services to do. So what's going on here? You see, the house of the Lord at its heart really means the presence of God. Back in Genesis 28, Jacob is sleeping outside under the stars. Right? He's running away, actually. He's sleeping under the stars. And God meets with him that night. And when he wakes up, he says, he's amazed. He said, I didn't know it, but this is the house of the Lord. It was outside. It meant the presence of God is here. And so this is what is promised and affirmed here in this. That we are promised that our relationship with the Lord, our shepherd, our gracious host, will never end. We will always be in his presence. Even death, that great ender of things, will not end this fellowship that we have with God. And so we will be with the Lord forever. That's the promise of the Scriptures. And that gives us confidence now, and it will give us confidence at the time of our death. So, just as a couple of concluding words here, and if the music ministry would like to come forward, that would be great. Well, concluding words. In this song, the heart of God is revealed to us. Compassion and mercy and love and commitment and faithfulness of God towards us is revealed. And of course, it is displayed in the life of Jesus. It provides for us both reassurance and invitation. Now, if you know Jesus already, I'm hoping that this song will bring reassurance about your place in his heart. Right? Reassurance to you. And it's also an invitation for each one of us to trust him further. Okay, Lord, you're the shepherd. Where are you going to take me now? Okay, I'm ready. Where are you going to take me? I know goodness and mercy are going to be following. Let's go. If you have put your trust in Jesus, again, if you've been born again, this is your birthright. We can live in confidence and joy in good times and bad times because we know God's heart is for us in Jesus Christ. Now, if you don't know Jesus yet, if you haven't put your trust in him yet, Jesus is here in our midst right now. As the Good Shepherd, I believe that Jesus is addressing you right now. He's calling your name. He is calling you to follow him as your shepherd. He sought you. He's bought you on the cross. And now open the door of your heart to him. And when you open that door, he's going to welcome you with open arms. And he's going to be the host, that welcoming host, who's going to welcome you to a feast as the honored guest. And as Jesus said elsewhere, he said, here I am, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door,